Bitcoin is breaking down at the moment. We've got panic stations, or is it really time to panic? So guys, we're going to break it down. I've got some key levels for you on BTC. Where is our next long going to come from, as well as these altcoins? We've got some massive levels. Big Monday update. Let's go. Remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. I've got 𝗂𝗧 in the house because it is Monday and fresh from the Amsterdam trip. How are you, sir?
Recovering nicely. This market could do with a bit of a kick up the butt, though, right?
The market sucks, but Amsterdam was good. I'm a little bit hungover. Mr. 𝗵𝗵𝗏, he's in his red. How are you feeling, sir?
Well, it looks like the red's working out, unfortunately. I was worried that, yeah, a little fake out for US Open. Doesn't look good.
Oh, look, we had a bit of chop now. Okay, so guys, it is Monday, so we are bringing in 𝗂𝗧. He's going to talk to us about what the indicators are telling us in terms of levels, and we're going to make sure that we don't get too badly rinsed here. Okay, we're looking for some big zones, so hang in there. If you're panicking, don't panic. Okay, we got it under control. We're gonna give you guys a little bit of a guide. Now, pump is literally going to zero at the moment, 9.7%. That head and shoulders that I was talking about last week finally playing out properly. We could be in for a little bit of pain. Then what else is interesting here? Morpho, don't know what that is. Dash, well, the privacy going down a little bit here. And everything is a little bit red, but it's actually redder than it looks at the moment because we've just had a fake out from BTC to the downside. They pumped it back up and then they've dumped it all the way back down. So bulls and bears are getting rinsed. And I think we need to take a look pretty quickly with what is going on with BTC, and where's our next long going to come from? I think that is the main question. So you can see what they did to us today. They absolutely rinsed all the bears, then they rinsed all the late longing bulls, and caused major chop. So what do we do right now? We've got 92,900 that we are watching on the 1 hour at the moment. In terms of our oscillator, you can see our oscillator is tracking down and a little bit conservative here until we get something like this to the downside on that 1 hour. We really want this 1 hour to now come and start talking to us. Lower time frames gave us that little bounce earlier. We had a 15 and a 30-minute reversal, but as you can see, this 1 hour is still coming down and looking like we might see a little bit more pain. So in terms of short or lower time frame levels that I'm tracking at the moment, 92,900, this has to be something we got to pay attention to. This is our low from earlier today. This was the little Asia sweep. So maybe something like this coming into play, a little sweep of those lows. Alternatively, I do have some tie in with a cluster from a couple of months back, 91,600. We're going to be talking about that one, 91,600. And then we've got the big ones on the 3-day chart that I'm going to cover for you guys. So while the show is going on, let's not panic, okay? While the show's ticking over, let's see if we can get some kind of long play out of BTC if they drop it into a nice zone. And 𝗂𝗧, I'm sure, is coming with tons of things and tons of good levels for us. Okay, 92.7, lots of lickies to be picked up. Look, guys, it's gonna get spicy here. Okay, there's no doubt here that it's not going to be spicy. Now, let's just take a look at some important things. Fear and greed, we're sitting at 14 at the moment. So actually a little bit higher than we were on the weekend. And I actually thought we were going to go into the single digit figures there. I was getting quite excited, but all is not lost. We might be getting there during the course of today. We might be just around the corner. So in terms of lickies, this has been pretty interesting. And we're seeing a consistent flow of above 500 million, just continually ticking over here. We are now $745 million in lickies at the moment. James, how does that make you feel that it's every day? I mean,
every day, big numbers. Yeah, very excited. Yeah, it's like, where does all the money keep coming from? People keep playing and they keep getting smashed and they keep playing. It's like eventually the dry powder is going to run out, is it not? God, apparently not yet.
It's pretty dark out there, but I mean, we can lighten the load. Look at this. Look what I've added into the hackers, into the Lord of Entry store. Look what we've added here. Look at this. We've got 𝗵𝗵𝗏.
Nice.
You can now get your 𝗵𝗵𝗏. Okay, so guys, if you're feeling 𝗵𝗵𝗏, you can always go get a piece of that. I'm feeling lickies at the moment, 740 million. So remember, as crypto traders, we've all been there. We've seen this before. And if you're a stock investor, obviously you're crying. But I mean, we see this and we come with this mentality all the time. I don't know if it's because we're mentally disturbed or not, but it's like, this dip is a gift every single time. This dip is a gift. And like, I mean, fucking look at 𝗂𝗧. He's like, yeah, every single time.
Having no money. What a gift.
But you know what's looking bullish? Honestly, the McDonald's chart is flagging. Okay, now McDonald's sees record surge in job applications. I shit you not. Okay,
It's all the
now
crypto bros.
Bitcoin's lost some key levels. Okay, Bitcoin's losing, I think, the 50-week MA as well, and the McDonald's chart on the weekly is forming some kind of breakout flag here, and this thing could be the most incredible thing. If we get a breakout here, you're probably going to find on McDonald's, you're probably going to find that Bitcoin is trending down. We're going to the 80s, we're going to the 70s, and things like that. Okay, so guys, I'm just saying something to watch. McDonald's is literally looking bullish at the moment. Maybe we're going to get some kind of breakout there, and it might be at the expense of crypto, unfortunately. So definitely something to watch. Now, key events this week, you can see there's a ton happening. And remember, we covered this yesterday, and we cover this pretty much every week. This week is the most important week in crypto until next week, okay? And then next week is going to be the most important week in crypto. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Absolutely right. Every week's the most important, but this is a big week because the government's open. It's the first bit of data coming out.
It's the biggest. Okay, so guys, the big one for me that's standing out, obviously you can see in front of you, you got PMI, you got all these fun things happening, okay? NVIDIA is always going to be a big one. It's always a big sentiment play here for us. And right now, NVIDIA is basically holding up the global stock market at the moment. And this is how people are feeling. You know, this is how I'm feeling about the current situation. So we've got earnings coming on Wednesday. It's going to be a cracker. And the average move on NVIDIA for earnings is a 7% play. Okay, we're looking for a 7% move up or down on NVIDIA. Again, remains to be seen if it's going to be up or down, what kind of results they're going to post. But again, we're going to look for some kind of bounce or some kind of rejection on this. So right now, I do like the fact that it's dropping into the support zone leading into Wednesday. Let's see if they carry on bleeding here. We're going to look for a long. We're going to look for a bounce play on this NVIDIA. 182 into 175, somewhere in that type of region should give us something. We're going to play the earnings casino. Okay, so we're going to wait patiently for that one. Then in terms of the S&P, this thing, it opened green, didn't it? Now they're sending us to zero, boys. What?
Everything was green off the bat, and it's all reversed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Big week ahead. Like we said, it's the biggest week in crypto. S&P rolling over, losing that red line, which is the 50-day moving average. So a little bit of pressure there at the moment. So what have I been looking at in terms of stocks? Well, right now I was focusing. We were doing the Hacker Sunday banger last night when I got back from Amsterdam, and interesting things. MicroStrategy, Circle, Coinbase, actually paying attention to them with the current crypto market weakness and things like that. Obviously, attention has shifted. These things have melted down, and there might be a couple of buyers coming. And maybe we should be paying attention to some of these stocks when things are looking so shitty in the market. So right now, I'm busy building a MicroStrategy position. Obviously, my plan is that this thing needs to bounce. Okay, so basically bounce now or cut it off. And the big zone for me is all the way down into this 176. You can see I've got some nice horizontals here at the moment that's coming into play. So watching this closely, I'm looking for a bounce here on MicroStrategy. Notable that we are in the 786 as well. That is an interesting zone for me. Naturally, we're going to need all markets to kind of behave themselves if this is going to play out. So right now, I am busy loading up on MicroStrategy. Let's see if we're going to get the bounce, guys. Again, you can start cutting this thing under, say, 175. Those types of levels, probably going to be an exit zone where you're going to start trimming a little bit. Our high, what's our high? 178. So 170, okay, 170. You start cutting below 170. If we start getting closes below that 170, that is going to be a cut zone for me. But I am looking for some kind of bounce here. And again, it doesn't have to be a bullish bounce. It can be a very low short-term bounce, but it could be something like this that pumps up and gives us, 10 or 15% even out of this thing. Could be a nice little play here. I mean, a move like that into that undercarriage is 37%. On MicroStrategy. Okay, so looking for something here. I suspect it's around the corner. Then in terms of Coinbase, same story, moving into a macro fib. I've got nice confluence as well in terms of the levels down here from June 25. So Coinbase, I'm looking for a bounce. 257 into about 240 would make sense to me. So that ties in with MicroStrategy. It ties in with, well, hopefully Bitcoin holding some levels here. And then we're looking for a bounce there. And then in terms of Circle, well, I've got no data other than this thing is literally trending to zero at the moment. And I mean, I can't help but think at some point this thing does get a little revenge bounce. This thing will make some kind of recovery, and maybe this is something you need to be looking at. It's now trading at $76. Let's just see from the highs, from the peak euphoria. Peak euphoria was when E&A was also pumping there. So it's 74% down. So a tiny little dip there for Circle. And just like the crypto bros, maybe we got to buy this dip. Maybe it's something to pay attention to. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Now, important things going on. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 letter is basically explaining what is going down in crypto, and they've actually written a nice thread. If you guys want to go and read this thing, I'm not going to read this whole story here to you, but basically they're blaming it on leverage at the moment. Okay, so they're saying it just needs a leverage reset, and it's par for the course, etc., etc., etc. So you can see on their chart here the different headlines from Trump and things like that. But basically, they blamed it on leverage, and they seem to think we are around the corner. Okay, so hang in there, guys. It's not fun at the moment, obviously, and we're losing a couple of big levels. And this is obviously what I want to cover now for you guys today, and also just tee you up for some levels that you can watch for the rest of the week. Now, Iman says Black Friday bit funded. Yes, you jumping the gun, bro. I'm going to cover that for you now. There's a monster bit-funded Black Friday deal. I'm also bringing you a Black Friday deal for chart hackers on a yearly basis. If you just keep watching, it's coming. Okay, it's quite a big discount. And who was saying it's still the daddy? It's still the daddy. What's still the daddy? Oh, 𝗓𝗍 is still the daddy. Yeah. I mean, there's rumors that guys are calling this thing the new Bitcoin. I mean, what the hell? Okay. And Maritza, yeah, Zcash short. I actually dropped a short idea today in my long-term charts in the Chart Hackers Discord on Zcash. Okay, there is something there. I think it was 820 to 900 was a possible short zone that we're going to be watching. But let's not digress. First thing I want to show you guys is if we go back in history on BTC, this is the 3-day chart I'm watching. Let's just look at a simple pullback. Now let's go look at what happened here in July 2023. We pumped to the highs on July 12th. We dropped 22% on BTC. Okay, then a couple of months later, what do we got? January 24, we dropped 21%. Then we pumped to the highs in March 24, we dropped 33%. Then we pumped to the highs again in 16th of January 25, we dropped 32%. Okay, now we're nearly a year later, okay, and we so far have only dropped, and I'm saying only, I know it feels painful, but we have only dropped 26%. So if we're going to drop the same as last time, if we're going to drop 32%, look where it takes us, into that 786 fib, into 85.5, into a big bounce zone, into fear and greed index at single digits, into a reversal on the 3-day. Okay, so look at that oscillator. It's full. Okay, it's nearly there. Okay, to the downside, and I'm telling you, it's coming. You just need to survive. You got to hang in there. Okay, so let's not waste all our bullets. Like, we've got good levels, no problem. We're going to play some of these good levels. Just keep in mind, Bitcoin 88.8 to 85K is a monster region over there. If we get a capitulation, that could be a serious local bottom there for us that we can start playing with. Okay, Giovanni says, when gold short? I haven't looked at the gold chart in a while. Chaos, what do you make of the current chaos?
Hello. The current chaos.
What do you, like, where's your buy zone on Bitcoin? Just asking for a friend. Just one.
Tell your friend that we are now in it for the tech. We're long-term investors, and we should be buying here. We should be buying in the box below. And we should hold on this thing till, what was it Sailor said, 1 million? Is that what he was calling? Like multiples of millions?
Where's your buy zone?
Now. And down at 85 as well. 87.
So you like 80. Look, there's a lot of speculation. 89, 88, 85. For me, 87. I just love this fib. And you can see there's someone in the chats going, equilibrium.
Oh, I've got a t-shirt. Nice. I've got a t-shirt with equilibrium on.
There you go. Okay, so guys, those are the levels. These are the big ones that you need to pay attention to. For me, in terms of, this region over here, this is a high conviction long zone for me, and I expect alts on corresponding major support in that region. So, for example, we're going to look at ETH. We're going to look at Sol. We're going to look at some big levels here, and we might find that ETH is sitting at 2.7, 2.8 when Bitcoin is in that zone, and that could be quite a high conviction bounce zone. We're going to tie these in on some big levels here for you guys, and Sailor will be nowhere to be found by the end of the week. He did make some more buys, but it hasn't helped at the moment. Okay, let's go. let's do some admin. Okay, we're doing admin quickly. Black Friday admin here for you guys, and then we're getting into all the good stuff. Okay, so Chart Hackers, Black Friday. Okay, this is now valid for 11 days. Okay, 44% off the yearly package. Okay, so there it is. There's a link in the description here for you guys. $999. Okay, for 1 year for Chart Hackers. So go into the show. No, you go into the show description. There is a link, and you're going to use the promo code, which is in the show description, called, James, just confirm for me, Black Friday 2025. As far as I understand, that is the promo code. So it's Black Friday. Chaos is nodding in the back. Okay, so Black Friday 2025. Remember, the new price of Chart Hackers is $149, except for all the existing members. Okay, so remember that. Existing members, you're going to continue to always pay $99. That is never going to change for you as long as you are still a member of Chart Hackers. All the new members, they're going to be paying the new price of $149. And here is a yearly Black Friday special for you guys on that basis, okay, for $9.99. The link is in the description. And then a reminder, here is the Bitfunded deal. You're buying 3 Bitfundeds, and they're giving you 6. Okay, they're giving you 6 challenges for the price of 3. Okay, so that is quite a brutal offer there from these guys at the moment. Okay, so if you buy 3, you're getting 6 in total. That is valid for 7 days. There is a link in the show description as well, and you will find it all there. Okay, let's move on. Let's go. Admin is out the way. Okay, in terms of Bitcoin bouncies, 92,900. This could be a zone. Let's take a look here. Let's see how we're going. And we just want to watch for this oscillator to start reversing pretty soon. Okay, we're gonna be patient here. Let's see, but maybe this little sweep is gonna start playing out for us. Now let's get into the good stuff. So what you're gonna see now coming from me is a little update on altcoins. We can look at Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance. Then I've got ETH, Sol, Aster, Hype, Aero, Virtual, Uni, Pump, 𝗬𝗏, and Chaos has got a couple of things. I haven't even asked him what he's got. What do you have, sir?
Wi-Fi, ENA, ICP, and also 𝗬𝗏.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're going to collab the living daylights out of 𝗬𝗏. Chaos, hang out while I'm talking about ETH.
Sure.
And if you see anything, or these else, if you see anything interesting, obviously, please jump in. Okay, so let's get into the dominance here. Let's talk Bitcoin dominance. And you can see it's tracking down still at the moment, which is relatively positive for altcoins. And this is potentially why. And I mean, I know this sounds ridiculous, but it's potentially why you haven't been as abused on these alts as you could have been. It could have been a hell of a lot worse so far. So red dominance is good. Dominance below the 50-day MA is good. And it could be tracking a little bit lower. And that is probably what's saving your bacon at the moment on your altcoins. In terms of danger zones here, 59.13%. This is a big bounce zone. That is where we can get a little bit hurt on some of these altcoins. You want to be super careful in those areas. But 59.13%, guys, that is a level, and you just need to watch out. Now, in terms of the market as a whole, USDT dominance is sitting at major resistance. When you see things like this, major resistance, you need to plan for some kind of rejection, okay? And time and time again, it doesn't have to mean it's a full rejection going back to the lows, but a simple rejection here at USDT dominance for a couple of percent, like a little move down, is going to bounce that market really nicely, and it's probably going to give us some really nice bearish entries on whatever bounce it gets. And then they can obviously send it up again. Okay, so USDT dominance 5.9%. You can see this is a resistance zone. What I would say is look for one more dump or one more wick into, you know, that type of region just above that 5.9% zone. And if that happens, that could be a fake out, and then we get a nice little pump there in the market. Might be a short-term move, but it could be something to play out. Now, that is looking obviously a little bit bullish, so this thing could have a little bit more upside. But right now, let's just get the bounce. Now, Andrea says, rest in peace, Virtual. Don't tell me I'm getting rinsed on Virtual. That is not the news I want to hear, sir. Okay, the RSI heat map. Let's just see what is going on here at the moment. And let's see what these guys are cooking here. Let's see where we got bananas falling over. Shit, I actually missed that one from earlier today. We've got Hippo at the absolute lows. That could be something you might want to look for a bounce. Hippo could be something. Bananas rolling over. I was tracking this earlier, and it happened so quickly. And you caught elk as well. You got something, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch of people in the Discord caught your bananas call this morning and made a ton of money. It fell over so quick. They were all jumping up and down, celebrating in the chat.
Okay, well, at least you guys got some action. We pumped into that order block, 34% dump. Okay, nice. Okay, very, very nice. I'm glad that worked out. Okay, so that is that in terms of alts, guys. Let's talk ETH. Let's see what the story is. The last time Bitcoin was 93K, ETH was trading at 1,800.
Wow.
Well, we're going to have Bitcoin at 85. We're going to have ETH at 1,800.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's not the case. Now, in terms of levels, ETH is actually holding. Okay, believe it or not, this is ETH on the 3-day. We're holding our 3,000 support. Again, let Bitcoin fuck around a little bit, but ETH at 3K could give us that short-term bounce that I was talking about that you saw on that USDT dominance. So in terms of a possible bounce zone, ETH, I remain confident, semi-confident that this is going to bounce here. Okay, so 3,000 is your support on ETH. If you close below 3K, then maybe you want to start clipping a little bit off that thing, but 3,000 for ETH looks like a reasonable bounce zone. If we get a bounce, we're not going to get aggressive. We're looking at 3,400, 3,500, and then a possible reversal, and then maybe some more downside. Key levels lower down, 2,750, which you want to pick up if Bitcoin starts dumping into that mid-80s. Then you've got 2,150, which we want to pick up. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to pay attention, but I'll cover you. 2,150 is going to be the next one there for us on ETH. Okay, so ETH 3,000. You can look for a bounce here. Your risk is $80 on ETH. Okay, so it's fairly simple there. Fairly simple game plan. Possible bounce there. Then let's talk Sol. And Sol's actually smashed me today. I had to take a stop on Solana. It's really putting me under pressure. It's really affecting my mood at the moment. But in terms of creeping to the big zone, 129, 125 to 130 is the zone that I like at the moment. That ties in with a beautiful wick here that we saw drop. When was this? June 25. And that should be a beautiful 786 bounce. Okay, so I was sniffing around in Sol today, getting chopped around, and now I've actually cut that position, and we're looking at 129, and well, the fib's 129. So 125 to 130, guys, that is the real 786. That is the macro 786. Okay, so we're looking for that one to come into play. In terms of the oscillator, we are bottoming out pretty close at the moment, and what I picked up today, which was quite exciting, was 8-hour bullish divergence printing. Look at that, bullish divergence on the daily as well. On Sol, we've got bullish divergence on the 12-hour. Let's just look at the 8. Oh, it's gone away. But we had bullish divergence on the 8-hour on Sol as well today. Okay, so things are looking better for me. 125, 130 for Sol. That is the banker. Okay, right now you can see you could get the bounce, obviously. But in terms of the big zone, the macro 786, guys, 125, 130. Looks like the one. I know Mia's got some limit orders waiting there at the moment. Monthly head and shoulders on Sol, pretty disappointing. I agree. And yeah, Matty, I mean, Sol, like, what an asshole. 𝗬𝗰 and Sol, both of them, twin dickheads. I mean, I think that's the only way to explain them at the moment. But again, we could get a bounce on Sol, and you can still remain super bearish. If we get a bounce, like, it could be really nice. You can get a 20% move on Sol. You can get a 35% move on Sol. Imagine what that's going to do to some of the other altcoins. Okay, Sol bumps 20% to the upside. It's going to be great, and you can still remain bearish. You can wear your bear cap, and you can tell everyone it's all going lower, but enjoy the bounce to the upside, okay? Because we are going to get one at some point, and they will give us something for our patience. Okay, so that is the Sol situation. Now, guys, I've got Hype, I've got Asta Aero, and after Hype, I'm going to talk to Chaos. He's going to give us, we're going to collab on 𝗕𝗹𝗰𝗇𝗏. I'm quite excited to see. And yeah, Mark, I mean, how else do you explain it? They twin dickheads. I mean, there's no other explanation for the two of them. So the DeFi investor says, I can't find gold benches anymore. What does they comment? What does they comment?
From Grandma.
You can't find gold benches anymore from Grandma. Did he blow them on the last bounce, on the last possible chop?
Spent Grandma's teeth. Oh no.
Guys, crypto watch this for the week. One thing caught my mind here. Hyperliquid rumored to launch a native borrowing and lending market soon. This is interesting. Okay, there's also some news on Avalanche, AVAX. Who remembers that old dusty coin? Okay, that thing is still around. That thing is actually on a bounce zone at the moment as we speak. Hyperliquid rumored to launch a native borrowing and lending market soon. I can only assume that is bullish. Okay, so a couple of things on Hype today. Let's see what's going on here. We faked out through the trend. Look at that. We've dropped back down, and this brings us to our main zone again. Still possibly coming into play here. 36.2 into 35 for us on Hyperliquid. that looks like the swing zone for me. And then if we do go a little bit lower, we are looking at this 32 region. Okay, so no real changes there. And guys, remember, in terms of these higher time frame charts, like every Monday, I actually update them in the Discord. Okay, so you can see all my higher time frame charts are sitting here for you guys, and you can go look, and you'll get my perspective on some of the levels on some of these tokens here. You'll see my thinking behind it. You can see there's pump here, for example, from earlier today. Oh, there's something glitching here. I don't know. Something feels broken here at the moment. But anyway, that is what's going on. And yes, I think we do need a twin dickhead shirt. I think that's a fair call. But there, okay, so there's all the charts, guys. You can see virtuals there, Zcash, Aave, everything is there. So if you like the idea of someone doing your homework for you and giving your higher time frame charts, they're waiting in the Discord. And yeah, AVAX, he thinks he's nano traded that in the war with XRP. Okay, so guys, in terms of hype, I think it's a banger. It's always a recovery play for me. I chase that thing every single time when the market recovers. It's one of the first tokens that I look at. I strongly suggest you do the same thing. If there's a bounce in the market, hype should give you quite a nice recovery. Now, let's get into 𝗬𝗯𝗨, and then we're going to talk about all these others. So, Chaos, I'm keen to see your levels. I'm not going to share mine just yet. I want to see, I hope we're on the same page, because otherwise I might be taking a lickies. Let's see what you got here.
No problem. Okay, so first of all, hey everybody. 𝗬𝗯𝗨. I've just popped it onto the daily just to give you guys a bit of an overview as to where we've come from. Obviously, this thing has come down 40%, which is pretty hectic when you think about it in a short space of time. Nonetheless, where we get the big drops, we get recoveries. Same again, big drop recoveries. So at this point, we have a trend line which also meets or intersects, for want of a better word, there you go, Dill, at this order block. So I'm actually looking for a wick just to dive in here and collect this liquidity and then make a bounce to the upside. So my entry here is going to assume we get a wick below to about, I want to say 301. It sounds naughty, right? 300, 301. It sounds deep.
We're on exactly the same page, actually. Let's go. Around that 300 level. So I'm just actually trying to see if I didn't take a stop on mine. Now I'm still in mine. I'm still in my 𝗬𝗯𝗨. I got a shitty entry though. I've been trying to build this thing in out all day long. I'm sitting at 324 at the moment. Okay.
So this is great, by the way. Our MACD's bottomed out. We're starting to make a recovery. Cash flow's been low. We're starting to recover. The RSI has come right the way down. It can obviously come lower. We can get an STB scenario, and that could be what takes us to that 300 mark. So at this point, here's your long trade, guys. I'd be looking to enter between 300 and 305. I would love to see price somehow, it feels like a long way, tap 500 plus again. It seems like a very, very long way. But, you know, here's your history. We've come from there. Big
news coming. Halving in December. If the market gives us a sniff of a recovery bounce, I think we're good. I think it does bounce there, and I think we do get covered there. So yeah, look, I like that entry, 300, 305. I'm already fucking around in this thing, unfortunately. Nice. So here's my current situation. I am in this box here. You can see it looks the same as Chaos's chart, 786, beautiful horizontal. That's the zone, okay, for me. I'm locked and loaded on this thing. I'm in it on WeX. Hopefully, I'm not going to get absolutely rinsed here. I've got to stop at the moment below these wicks. So we're going to monitor this today and see how we go. I reckon if we get a capitulation, we might get quite a big wick to the downside. But I reckon the close is going to be the important thing here for us, guys. Okay, you're going to watch for that close above that region there, okay? And big kahoonies. Okay, so there's people asking questions. There are two questions that I saw here. First one said, where is the Discord? So you go into the show description and you can sign up to the Chart Hackers Discord, and all the instructions will be there as to how you get it. Okay, it's an app you download on your phone, and myself and the team, I think there's how many traders? 8 traders. So much going on in there. Okay, you'll be well looked after. Not like a minute will go by without a trade setup getting shoved into your face, whether it's Forex, gold, crypto, or stocks, or whatever's going on there. We got you guys covered. Okay, so that is question 1. Then question 2, where do you get the oscillator? What is the oscillator? You can also buy that in the link in the show description. And if you are a Chart Hackers member, then you get a discount on the oscillator, and you must make sure you buy the oscillator in Chart Hackers. Okay, so if you're already in the Chart Hackers Discord, then you go to the link in the Chart Hackers Discord to buy the indicator. If you are not, here is the indicator link under the show description. There it is. There's our indicators. There's Chart Hackers. Everything is here, including the exchanges that I trade on. BitGet, 𝗬𝗔, Gravity. If you want to do some farming, guys, 𝗫𝗵𝗿𝗁 here, 𝗫𝗆𝗍, BTCC for stocks. It's all going down here at the moment. Okay, so let's get into entries here, because I got a couple of entries here for you guys that I don't think we should miss. I think we need to get stuck into these things. Asta is one of them, and I'm just, God, this Firefox, guys, stay away from Firefox. Super slow. Okay, Asta whale is long. Okay, so the most manipulated coin since OM, and what were the other ones? This guy's long Asta, 1 million. He put 1 million USDC to increase his position. He owns a $2.3 million Asta, and he keeps on adding. Okay, so he's quite bullish on it. I wonder if he knows something we don't, or he's just bullish on CZ. Okay, so right now you can see Asta is doing its thing, and right now I've got 2 bull zones for you. So anybody that wants a little piece of Asta, there are 2 options for a dip in the market. It depends how brutal they get with Bitcoin. Zone number 1, 1.185 down to 1.15 is your local bull zone. So I've labeled this your local bull zone. This is ready for you guys. If you get a dip into that region, you are looking for a bounce in that area. Okay, so that is your local zone. If you get an absolute shit the bed in the market, 1.06 on Asta looks like a bounce zone. And what I want to show you guys is just look how nicely the market makers are letting Asta hold the VWAPs as it goes up. Beautiful, so nicely manipulated. They're controlling it so nicely at the moment. Okay, so long these VWAPs until they fail, and then you can short them, I would guess. Once we drop below them, we can start looking for shorts to the downside. Okay, so right now, just ride this VWAP up. You can see resistance 131, but we break through there, and then things could get a little bit more spicy to the upside. So I think Asta's about locking in a position and getting something moving, and then once we break that 50-day MA, well, things could get a little bit more fun. Okay, Aero moving into the bounce zone for me. We've watched this thing for a couple of days. We've lost the key level now, but now we're dropping into our 0.5 fib, our big order block. If you want to have a go on Aero, this is the zone. Okay, what I would suggest though, ladder in case there is more downside. Okay, so if you want to play, you want to build a position here, anything from here, current market price, into 72, ladder in slowly on Aero. I love this area. There's order block, there's fibbage, there's wicks, there's a lot going on here, and you can see this 8 hour is looking like some kind of bullish divergence print coming as well on the next bounce. Okay, so you could have something cooking here for you guys on Aero. Remember, all of these charts that you see here get dropped into the Chart Hackers Discord for you directly after the show. You'll have access to all of them there. Is it okay to be running trading bots these days? Short, if you're doing it on support now and we get a 15-20% bounce in the market, just be careful. Make sure you have enough room. But I would say overall, I think sentiment and market might be teeing up pretty bearish. So if you've got some room to avoid a liquidation on any pumps, it might be a good play. Okay, it could be a good play until there is some kind of official bottoming on BTC. Okay, so guys, there's the Aero setup. Chaos, where are you? Why are you hiding? Please don't hide like that. What else do you have for us?
Just one for the end of the show. Are you planning to do the shitcoin casino today?
Yes, sure. Well,
I've got one for you. I've got one for you at the end. I've got a nice one for you.
Okay,
which I'll show you towards the end. I've got an entry zone for ICP. I've got an entry zone for ENA. And I was going to give you guys Wi-Fi. I think I still will. So pick one of those 3 or pick 2 of those 3, whichever ones you like. What would you like?
ICP. It's got ICP. That thing's a pumper. Sure. James in the back. Yeah. Sure.
ICP and Filecoin are both pushing now. This whole data storage thing seems to be still a thing.
Okay, let's go. Let's see.
Okay, so ICP chart. I haven't actually gone and configured the indicators on this so much. What I'm more looking at is fibbage, amongst other things, and bullish divergence. So just very, very quickly to show you guys where we've come from. Obviously, we made our way down, and then we had a big pump. And now we've had a pullback. So guys, I have a fib here from low to high, and we've actually just about come right the way back to the 786. What I've done here is I'll just zoom in for you guys. There is a whole area here where we've got the 50-day, where we've got the 100-day. We're in a bullish order block as we speak. We've just come through the point of control, the money flow point of control. We've also got some bullish divergence prints. So what I basically want to say to you guys is, I mean, there's also engulfing candles printing, but somewhere essentially here in this area, there's a fair few reasons to go long. So for me, the 786 is quite a crucial one. I'm sure you agree, Dylan, being a Fibonacci wizard. But there are other things at play. We've got a short signal that's played out beautifully. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the short signal to finish to give us some take profits, which we actually have had here. And we've had some engulfing candles. So it's just further proof that the short is coming to an end. And it might just be that we get a bounce zone here and we start to gain some levels.
Must I go long? What are you telling me to do here?
I'm going to go long on the 100-day, and the 100-day is actually 464. I'm banking on one final bed shitting scenario where we just come down and we get another divergence print. That's what I'm seeing. So
what's the number? What's the number to go long?
The number that I've got is, let me just zoom right in and give you an accurate number. Hold on. What I don't want to do is miss it, of course. The 100-day is here at 465. So look, call it 466, which is actually in line with this wick low, so we get a double bottom here. 466. This is on the 4-hour, guys, so I expect another dip into this zone just to collect these orders, and we'll go. So Dylan, 466. If you grab a long tool and drop it here, I would immediately set up like this. I would target the order block above and set a stop loss.
I can't find my clock, James.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, we doing wet entry. Wet entry.
I couldn't find my clock. I was trying to find my clock. Okay, so we got it, guys. We're going to put that in Chart Hackers Discord for you guys. Chaos will write the levels on the chart for you. They will be there waiting. And I think I'm going to have a crack at that. ICP, a little bit of a pumper. Okay, speaking of pumpers, let's talk pump quickly. Let's look at this. So what is the story behind pump, guys? Let's not forget, when the market recovers, the degens come back, the filthy animals come back, they start trading these shit coins, and pump, funnily enough, even in these conditions, is making money and buying back their tokens. Whether it's organic or whether it's manipulated or whatever the story, that's a separate discussion. All I know is that this is, they're taking supply off the table, and that can obviously turn a little bit bullish. Okay, so you can see they burnt another ton yesterday, and again, something to pay attention to. Now, I didn't cover this, did I? I mean, we didn't touch on this one, eh? Okay, so yeah, pump, head and shoulders. As you can see, this thing is looking a bit dark and dangerous now, and what this tells me is that there's a higher percentage now of a dump into this 27 region for our next bounce on pump. So I think, look, short-term pain for longer-term gain. 27 and 23, these are the big zones for me on pump. I think these are long zones, guys. Put your alarms on here in the area. Be ready to go. Okay, alarm on for me at 27, looking for a bounce in that zone. Even if it's a small short-term bounce for a day or 3, something like that can easily give you 20%. Look at that. It's a 20% bounce into resistance. Okay, so looking for something like that on pump. It's around the corner. Obviously, this head and shoulders are now giving the pain. So let it play out, let it do what it needs to do, and we'll deal with it when the time is right. Another one, guys, virtual. Look at this. It's still in the bounce zone. 108, you can see this is a possible bounce zone. We've got some oscillators talking to us at the moment that could indicate that we do get some kind of reversal to the upside. And then we've obviously got a monster level here lower down. Okay, so you can see the 12 hours turning, the daily's looking a little bit better as well. We're getting there. We don't know what the next plan is going to be, how deep they're going to sink things, but in terms of a short-term bounce for me, this is a region 108 short-term bounce zone. It could be a couple of percent, and then we possibly coming lower here into this 89. Okay, so 89 is a big zone for me. It's a high conviction zone. 89, 618 horizontal, absolute banger. That gives me a 12-hour reset as well at those types of levels. Okay, one more for you guys. 𝗬𝗵𝗿, it's been holding this all day. 172, guys, is the level. 172. Look, if we lose it, it's 149 right now, trying along 172. Let's see if we're going to get this bounce out of 𝗬𝗃. And for me, a short-term bounce. Again, nothing too special here. 18% into 202 into that danger zone. So if we get it, looking for a fair bounce, so 172 into 202. If we lose the level, 149. This chart will be in Chart Hackers for you guys directly afterwards. We're going to get Chaos in a second. And just a reminder, before Chaos jumps in again, Black Friday stuff in the show description. Chart Hackers discount. It was 44% off. Bitfunded is giving you buy 3, get 6 in total. Chaos. Let's go. Shitcoin Casino.
Shitcoin Casino. Okay. So we traded this one last week and we caught a massive move. And I'm really liking the way that Dusk is reacting to levels at the minute. So what I've got, guys, is exactly, I mean, it's on the 4 hour. It's not quite the 15-minute, although the 15-minute is also cooked, which I like. So we've had a big dip. We've had a bounce. We now tapped perfectly on the 382, which is at the absolute bottom of this order block. It's also a really bullish order block. Try again. It's a really bearish order block is what I meant. And we are literally wicking into it as we speak. Now, if this thing shoots down now, it's your fault. One of you shorting right now. But assuming we get the correct price action playing out, we're going to come here, eat the liquidity, set ourselves the short, and down we go. And that is exactly what I'm looking at for my Shitcoin Casino. This has been in Hackers for about 20 minutes, guys.
Have we given the entry?
So yes, the entry here, let's just say between, because it is a shitcoin, 7.4 and 7.6, 7.5 and a half, 7.6. So 0.074 to 0.076. The higher up you go and the better the short, the more of this order block that it eats, the further down you come, the bigger the trade. We're cooked on the RSI. We are absolutely flying on the MACD, which means it needs to reverse. Guys, obviously, this is the Shitcoin Casino. It can invalidate the order block and come up to the point of control. Therefore, you must use a stop or you're dead, okay? Stop loss goes above the order block. Take profit comes back down at this order block. This is just about a 10-to-1 trade. Hackers have already got it.
There you go. It's in the Chart Hackers Discord, guys. And I do have Zcash, and I've got Zcash, Sui, and Brett for you guys. Brett is long. Go long, Brett. Okay, I'm going to drop it in Chart Hackers for you guys in a second. Brett looks good to me. Okay, Chaos. Thank you, sir. Nice work. You can find him in Chart Hackers.
Cheers,
Mr. 𝗵𝗍.
Good luck, everyone.
Not sounding better than earlier. Still sounding a bit upset about the market conditions. Okay. Well, we'll cheer him up. Let's see tomorrow. Maybe we get this pump now off these zones. Okay. Thank you, boys. See you later, guys. Okay, there you go. So altcoins on levels of interest here at the moment. Bitcoin might be giving us a little bounce. You know what to do if we drop a little bit lower. You should be well prepped on some of these tokens. Again, looking for nothing too serious. Maybe if we can get a 5, 10, even 15% move on these alts, I think we take it with both hands and we crack on. Okay, we'll obviously cover you guys daily on the show. See you later.